Greetings, comrades! This is Never Caleb, back with another unboxing video. Straighten my camera just a little bit. There we go. Now, this is actually going to be a two-parter. I actually ordered a few more controllers for the Xbox, because why not? And one's not going to come till tomorrow, so I'll put that in the next clip. Which I'm not, instead of making two separate videos, I'm going to put it all into one video. Just, you know, for the heck of it. But anyway, this is just one part of it. This is something small. Now, if you remember a few weeks ago, I showed off some magnetic charging cables. Basically, you have these little modules you plug into your device, and then the cable itself has a magnet on the end, so once you connect it, it'll connect magnetically, and it'll instantly charge or power on your device, which is pretty cool. But I decided to get a different set. This one from YKZ, a magnetic charging cable, because these ends here are a little more flat instead of rounded, so there's a little more room to put them in like controllers and whatnot. This one I want to show up. I try to find some good high-rated cables. There are a ton of these kind of cables out there, but most of them have like the round magnetic edge. I want something a little more flat, so fit the controls a bit easier. Which you know. And there we go. It'd be weird if it didn't come with the connectors. And doesn't seem any instructions, which the cables will help you mess up cables. This is a 4-pack actually, a few different lengths. But here's one of the cables, and here's the end here, which I try to go for these because they're a little more secure when it comes to the connection. Which have a few different modules here. We have 4 micro USB, 4 Lightning, and 4 Type C. I like how they're this little foam like sleeve. It's pretty cool. And this, I'm not quite sure what this is. Like a bit of lipstick or maybe some futuristic butt plug. I don't know. There's no instructions, so maybe just secure your cables, or maybe it's. I see. It's a little storage compartment. I like how it's shaped like a bullet. So that's where you keep a few those modules in it. I don't know what these are called. I just call them modules, just, you know, reasons. Anyway, just like the other cable I have, it connects magnetically. But this feels a little more secure. It doesn't move around as much as the circular one, which, you know, can be advantageous. Like if you're holding a controller, you're moving it around, the magnet will help keep it connected and still move around freely. Though it still requires a little bit of force to take off. I still wouldn't want to, you know, jerk the controller around while using it. But here, this might be ideal for the DualShock 4. So yeah, it's a pack of 4, so, you know, nice little thing to have. What's also nice to have is something that's a little bit of a nostalgia trip for me, because, well, you all know me, I love the Xbox controller, you know, the layout, the asymmetrical buttons, the asymmetrical thumbsticks, I should say, you know, the way the face buttons are placed and all that stuff. Of course, we all agree that the 360's D-pad is one of the worst ever made, but I'm curious how this one's going to turn out, because, yep, I've been debating getting these for a while now, but here it is. I got myself a Hyperkin Xenon. This is basically a remade Xbox 360 controller to use with the modern Xboxes, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series, and of course PC. It says designed for Xbox right here. Yep, I can already feel the memories come back holding this controller, which I still have my original 360 controller, and it's a little finicky, but it does work. But yeah, it feels nice to hold a 360 controller again for so long, because I'm so used to the better, you know, conformity, I guess you would call it, of the current Xbox controllers, the Series controllers and whatnot, and especially the Elite controllers with the rubberized grips and whatnot. But sometimes you want to go back to basics, and that's what this is here. It's basically the Xbox 360 controller for the modern Xboxes. There's something to keep in mind: wired controller. This is not wireless, so keep that in mind. Maybe they'll release a wireless version later down the road. I hope they do, and if they do, I hope they had that. Use the AA, so you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Yeah, officially licensed Xbox 360 controller replica for use with the Xbox Series X and S, the Xbox One, and Windows 10 and 11. And yeah, interesting note. This is the first Hyperkin product I've ever bought. I know of Hyperkin for a while. I know they make like lots of controllers, accessories for real consoles. And they even make clone consoles. You'll probably know the Retron series of consoles, especially the Retron 5. How infamous it was when it came out. Now I hear it's a pretty competent system now. It'll fetch a pretty penny though, so if I start a retro collection, I might look into that. Even though it's hardware based or whatever. But anyway, precision impulse triggers, share button for Xbox Series X and S, vibration feedback for realistic experiences, a 3.5mm headset jack, and detachable Type-C cable. Oh yeah. Yeah, naturally I went for black because, you know, I go for a black and blue setup, naturally I go for this. There's also a special edition one that's like a galaxy blue. Maybe I'll get one of those later. The print's the same price, but I want to keep it simple for here and just get the regular plain Jane black one. There's also a white one and a red and I think a pink. Oddly no blue. No plain blue anyway. It's just like a regular, like, it's a galaxy blue, which kind of looks like someone smeared toothpaste on your controller. You know, it's like those kids' Crest toothpastes. Remember those? Of course, they still make them, but you know. Oh, this guy. Well, I kind of want to keep the box because it looks cool. I'm just showing off the controller. Okay, let's game. There's a slogan up there. 2005 Full Circle, 2023 Back in Control. This came about a year ago, and yeah, it was released sometime around the time the Duke controller was re-released, which yeah, I may or may not get one of those. It was a little pricey for a controller, mainly because of the screen in the middle that shows like the original Xbox boot sequence, and that's all it does. But anyway, here we go. Oh wow, really nice presentation here. So we got the Hyperkin logo sticker here. Got a quick start guide, you know, don't eat it, you know, don't throw it at your TV, you know, don't leave it on the roof for 3 hours at a time or anything like that. Don't put it in the dishwasher, and all that jazz. Let's game. Thank you for your purchase and support. Premium quality, yeah. Heard a lot of good things about Hyperkin products, especially their retro controllers. Like you might, if you watch Rock Solid Productions, you know he covers several of the Retron consoles, and he loved the classic controllers that came with them. The Squire, which I believe is a Genesis controller, the Scout, which is an SNES controller, and the Cadet, the NES controller. I heard they're really good quality. You might check those out later on. But here's the controller itself. I like how these have these little rings here to protect the thumbsticks from getting messed up during shipping, which I wish that was something my Hex gaming controllers did, but you know. Anyway, let's take this out and get them feels. What it like? Oh man, yes, it feels just like an original 360 controller. I'm gonna take these off. How are the thumbsticks? Wait, they feel really nice. There's those triggers there. Yeah, it's pretty spot on. Don't just see a little bit. There's a little bit more of a curve on the top here compared to the original, but fine. Buttons feel good. You get the buttons here. Yeah, instead of the ring around here, there's just a single light here to let you know there's power through it, and it's connected. And there's a share button, as I mentioned. And yep, got the infamous D-pad. But how's it here? Oh wow. It feels like a proper D-pad. Like, you know, the original 360 pad would slide around and stuff. It didn't feel like a D-pad. It just felt like a crappy joystick masquerading as a D-pad. But here, you can see there. Yeah, it doesn't slide around like the original did. That is really good thinking on Hyperkin's part. Really wish, you know, Microsoft could have did that, the original design, but you know, is what it is. There's the headphone jack. Yeah, it doesn't emulate the original 360 controller in that regard because it has that. It uses a proprietary connection for their headsets and stuff. So yeah, so I'm glad they used that instead. And there's the Type-C port, which it's a little. It's kind of a. I don't know the words. It's inside a little bit, so I guess you could sort of use third-party different cables, but I'd probably just stick with the one it comes with. Which, yeah. Again, this is I need to reiterate. This is wired only. This is not a wireless controller. So if you want to use this, you need the cable, or a cable at least. Here's like a pretty good length. I want to say. It's pretty long. I want to say. Does it say how long the cable is in the box? Let's see. It says attachable Type-C cable. It doesn't say how long it is, though. Okay. Cover this. Yeah, it's a pretty long cable. Which I hope it would be, you know, if you're using the console and you're like, the couch is on like the other side. Naturally, you want a long enough cable. Yeah, I want to say 10 feet. I'm like 5'10", and I still have to reach up quite a bit. So yeah, 10 feet. Actually, Type A to Type C. There's a connection here. I can show on the camera properly. Oh yeah. Oh man, just holding this brings back memories. You know, for those who don't know, I first played the Xbox 360 way back in 2007. Like, just a year after I graduated from high school. You know, I remember playing Fear. That was the first game I ever bought for the 360. And then the Gears of War, then later Halo 3, you know, Call of Duty 4. Man, such good memories just looking at this controller, let alone holding it. But it feels really nice. You know, if you held a 360 controller, you'll immediately feel right at home because you should. It's an exact replica. Buttons feel nice. Always nice and clicky. I don't remember the 360's buttons being that clicky. But that D-pad, oh man. Hyperkin did their homework. They saw the flaws of the original and they improved on them a great deal. But yeah, definitely plan on showing this off later. But yeah, this is part one of this little unboxing. The second unboxing, the next clip, will be another Xbox controller. It's one of the special edition controllers. The one with the sort of like a vapor style paint job that's unique on every controller. I decided to get one on Amazon and it should come tomorrow, hopefully, so stay tuned for that. Greetings, this is a second clip for this video, and yeah, my other package came in just today. So I'm gonna open it earlier though. I was busy taking this into the appraisal district and ordering me and my nephew some dinner. But in the meantime, here's the other package. Come on. Yes, I know it's a inconspicuous looking box, but there's a reason for this. This is a Xbox Special Edition wireless gaming controller. It's basically, as I mentioned in the previous clip, it's those like vapor looking controllers with that like sort of weird like bicolor tie-dye pattern. I went for the Stormcloud one because it's blue, and you know me, blue's my favorite color. And unfortunately I had to get it used, which is fine because you know, getting it new, it was a bit more expensive than a standard core controller. So figured, let's just get it used. But I got it like new, so naturally it's not going to come with the standard box or anything. But that's fine by me. And you can see my shadow here probably weighs more than I do. Oh, that's how I can keep it nice and protected with the cellophane and the. Oh, it comes with batteries. Okay. So Duracell, but I'm more of an Energizer guy. There's a instruction manual. We don't need to know about that. And yeah, it's probably a short clip because, you know, here it is. And wow, that looks really cool. Oh man, I kind of regret not getting one of these earlier. But yeah, if I don't know, these special edition controllers, it's this weird like bicolor tie-dye pattern. There's a Stormcloud one, there's a pink one, and a recently released Nocturnal Vapor, both of which are still available. This one's no longer available, hence why I had to get it used. But again, it's like new, so, and they're not lying, no scratches on it. There's just a little bit of weird speck on that thumbstick there. But it's pretty much the same as your standard core controller, just with this fancy looking design on it. Which, yeah, it's unique to every controller. This weird looking like cool, I call it a tie-dye pattern because that's what it reminds me of. But it's supposed like a vapor, like a smoke cloud or anything. This is a storm cloud, you know. I went for the blue because, again, blue's my favorite color, so It's sort of a, it's not really blue, it's more like a, sort of like a dark teal. It appears more blue in the camera than in person, but it feels like a, almost a grayish blue, but it still looks pretty cool. And yeah, appears functions like your regular controllers. There is one noticeable difference. There's a little bit of a rubberized grip on the inside here, so it's a little more comfortable in the hands, so that's really nice. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much the same as your standard Xbox core controller, just with this cool little unique pattern that's unique to every controller. And yeah, definitely looks cool. This will probably be one of my mains for the PC, which yeah, my main controller is still the Elite 2. Though those two Hex gaming controllers I have, I also switch between those because for the most part they're pretty good. And I'm still waiting for my custom Ultra X controller, which will replace that other Ultra X controller I have, which will probably use for the living room PC or even the Xbox in there. Anyway, yeah, Stormcloud, really cool design. I really like it. There's a little more black in this end over here, which I thought that was like part of a rubberized grip, but no, it's just part of the design. Again, each design of this is unique to the controller, and maybe it's just me. The side feels a, well, no, it feels about the same as a regular core controller. Just, you know, it's the inside that is a rubberized grip. Yeah, that's real nice. Oh yeah, really cool. And by the way, let me go fetch it real quick. While I was waiting for this, I was definitely spending some time with the Hyperkin Xenon controller, and wow, I love this controller. Definitely going to do a review of it later. But one thing I noticed, the thumbsticks on here, they're a little bit smaller than the original 360 thumbsticks. And another thing I really noticed, the thumbsticks, maybe it's just me, but they're a teensy bit taller than the original 360 thumbsticks. And I mentioned, well, I don't know if I mentioned this, but yeah, these sticks have less resistance than the original, but there's a reason for it. I don't think there's a mention in the description, but I checked it on Gamepad Tester. There was a 1% error rate, only 1%, instead of the usual like 8 or 9% for traditional thumbsticks, which would only mean one thing and one thing only. These are Hall effect joysticks. I have a picture right here of a Gamepad Tester. I tested it out, and that's what got a 1% error rate as opposed to like the traditional like between 7 or 10%, which will only mean one thing. This has Hall effect joysticks. And if that's the case, Hyperkin just made one of the best controllers even better. And for that, kudos to them. But yeah, I'm going to have a review of this later on. I don't know when, but you know, later on. It probably won't be this week. I'm probably not going to have any videos this weekend because my sister from Oklahoma is going to come visit, and you know, we'll be spending time with her and whatnot. You know, with our parents gone, they're all the family I have, both my sisters and their families. So you know, spend as much time with them as I can. But anyway, so yeah, the Hyperkin Xenon controller as well as the limited edition Stormcloud Xbox controller. Again, this one's no longer readily available. They're still on Amazon, though. If you want to get it going, you won't want to get them used, because getting them new, they're fetch a bit of a higher price. But you already have a core controller and you don't need another one, then yeah, there you go. Anyway, this is Caleb signing out. You have a good day.
Suck it up, life's tough, we know that. Someone's got better stuff and can throw cash. Tell them I don't give a fuck, make my own path. I don't need no handouts, I'm my own man. Gotta get it, I'll get it in fast, yeah. Got a girl and she'll get it, she bad, yeah. Man, I only get down with the best, I'ma leave the complaints with the rest,